السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن والاه. اللهم تقبل منا صلاتنا واعف عنا وعافنا واغفر لنا. اللهم لا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين وأصلح لنا شأننا كله. اللهم افتح مسامع قلوبنا لذكرك. آمين يا رب العالمين. We continue inshallah ta'ala reminding each other these few days and few nights about the special greatest of all gifts that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed upon humanity as an expression of His rahmah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as an expression of His rahmah, of His rahmah love, of His merciful love, of His loving mercy. And that is the coming into this world of Sayyiduna wa Mawlana Muhammadun sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. And for that, all humanity and all creation ought to be happy and rejoicing for that, as Allah Azza wa Jalla says in the Quran, indicating that قُلْ بِفَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَبِرَحْمَتِهِ فَبِذَلِكَ فَلْيَفْرَحُوا هُوَ خَيْرٌ مِمَّا يَجْمَعُونَ وَرَحْمَةُ اللَّهِ الْمُهْدَاةِ وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ, as Allah says, وَرَحْمَةُ اللَّهِ الْمُهْدَاةِ, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, is Muhammad Sayyiduna wa Mawlana sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. And for that, I repeat and emphasize, as Allah indicates in this ayah, for that we are to be happy and celebrate our joy in a beautiful, moral, spiritual, noble way. قُلْ بِفَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَبِرَحْمَتِهِ فَبِذَلِكَ فَلْيَفْرَحُوا هُوَ خَيْرٌ مِمَّا يَجْمَعُونَ. اللهم اجعلنا ممن هم دائما فرحون مسرورون بنبينا صلى الله عليه وسلم، وارزقنا يا مولانا الإخلاص لك في حسن اتباعه صلى الله عليه وسلم استقامة إليك. Ya Allah, and grant us that ikhlas in following behind His footsteps in the most beautiful way as we walk our way straight to You, for He is the way to You sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. And for that and more, we have to, as we mentioned, we have to develop more and more hubb love for Him sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. The less we have hubb love for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the less we're going to have hubb love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and vice versa. The less we have hubb love for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, the less we are going to benefit from him sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. The less of his beauty we shall be able to discover and discern and feel. For those who do not have hubb for him sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, al-hubb al-wijdani, the experiential hubb, not intellectual hubb only. Al-hubb al-wijdani, those of us who miss that shall miss on what he stands for sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, and we shall be blinded from seeing his beauty as it offers itself to us by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there are those who have so much hubb for him sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, of, for example, those who have met him, those who have seen him, as Sayyiduna Ali radiallahu ta'ala an used to say sometimes, that when you see Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam from far, even when you see him from far, the first thing you feel is reverence, mahaba. Man ra'ahu an ba'idin haba. Those who see him from far and never associated with him, what they feel is mahaba, reverence, awe and reverence. Those who get to know him and get close to him and get to know him, ahabba. And those, as you get closer to him and you get to know him, then you develop hubb, love for him. And then you have both mahaba and mahabba. So mahabba doesn't become so casual like some of us claim to have hubb for some of each other, and then we lose total respect and total reverence in the name of I love you. With Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, true mahabba is protected by mahaba, by reverence for him sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And listen to this other example. We spoke yesterday and before of some man and a woman in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Women who had hubb love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the hubb love of a Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not the hubb love of a husband and wife. That's a feeling. Hubb love, spiritual hubb love, is different than hubb love for a husband or for a wife or for a child or for a daughter or for a son or for a friend. Hubb love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is special. So this woman, her after Ghazwat Uhud, which you probably most of you know of, and then there were some, as you know, challenges to the believing man in that expedition of Uhud, and news reached Medina before the end of that Ghazwa that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was killed. And later on news was sent that he was not, but some didn't know. So when they were coming back from Uhud, back into Medina, people came out to receive them and to look at loved ones, you know, that they have come back and who has passed away, who was killed, who was not. There was this woman. She's coming out. She had many members of her family in that Ghazwa, in that Battle of Uhud, against the polytheists who were, as you know, hostile and who had committed tortures and killed and assassinated and deprived the believing man and woman from their religious expressions and so on. So she comes out to receive her also, who's coming. But that woman was not looking for her family. She was looking for Rasulullah. Where is Rasulullah? Where is Rasulullah? What happened to Rasulullah? Well, I think they told her, you know, your husband was killed. Her husband, her father was killed, and her brother was killed. They were all shuhada. And with all of that, she's asking still, what happened to Rasulullah? What happened to Rasulullah? She didn't hear that. What happened to her husband, to her father, and to her brother? What happened to Rasulullah? What happened to Rasulullah? And they told her, هو بخير, هو بخير كما تحبين إن شاء الله. He's doing well as you desire. She still says, where is he? I have to see. And subhanAllah, and finally, imagine coming from far, she sees a silhouette and what it must have done to her heart. She runs, she holds a camel and she says, Ya Rasulullah, كل مصيبة دون جلل. Doesn't matter, her father, her husband, her son, whatever happened. She said, any calamity except that something happens to you is easy to digest. Is easy. Now that she sees he's living. Now that she sees nothing happened to him. كل مصيبة دونك يا رسول الله جلل. Nothing, no musibah. My dear brothers and sisters, nowadays or at any time, what is your musibah? I know all of us have difficulties. This is life. And in these times, what is your musibah compared to this woman? And her only concern is Rasulullah. 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 The ulama, the huffaz, the musnidun of the ahadith relate this other story. Another woman, this is after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, after his death. She comes and pleads to Sayyida Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, please allow me to come, because where is the qabr of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is inside the very house of where he used to live sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and inside the masjid al-Nabawi, which was later done that way. So she says, please let me go to the qabr of Rasulullah. She goes in and she hugs the qabr and she cries and she cries, and there she dies. بكت حتى ماتت. Out of shawq, out of longing, out of hubb, love with longing for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Mahabba. We have to learn, my dear sisters and brothers, and teach our children somehow to learn to have hubb, love for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Not only intellectually and academically, but implore Allah to instill that stirring emotion, that noble emotion for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Because not having it at all is definitely stain in our iman. Having the basics of it is absolutely essential and necessary. And the more we have of it, the better it is for us. Our qulub are. The less we have of it, it's a sign that our qulub are not right. No matter how smart we think we are, no matter how knowledgeable or scholarly we think we are. When that is lacking, that is a stain in that knowledge and in that scholarship and in all of us. And finally, to remind ourselves again, before I say some other thing, today is the night of Jumu'ah. And he, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, this most beloved creature of Allah Azza wa Jal, taught you and taught us that on this night and on the day of Jumu'ah, we should be even more frequently mindful and remembering of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, بِكَثْرَةِ الصَّلَاةِ عَلَيْهِ, بِكَثْرَةِ الصَّلَاةِ عَلَيْهِ, with more frequent salah upon him, especially on the night and or the day of Jumu'ah, as he himself sallallahu alayhi wa sallam taught. And I remind you and myself, how many times should we send salah upon him? How many times?
As many as you can.
As many as beyond you can. Because he said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, it's up to you, after he told us how good it is for us to send salah upon him. And he says, well, it's up to you to say less or to say more. فَلْيُكْثِرْ أَحَدُكُمْ فَلْيُقِلَّ أَحَدُكُمْ أَوْ لِيُكْثِرْ. It's up to you. So, 1,000, that's what I suggested to you many times. That's where we start. Well, alhamdulillah, because there is a text about that number also. Yes, there is. Whether the levels of authenticity, etc., we're not going to enter into that discourse. And the fiqh behind that, usul al-fiqh behind that. But do that. And then if you do that, wallahi al-azim, if our qulub clear, that will become at one time, you'll realize it was so little, so few. 1,000? That I used to do 1,000 only? Shame on me. Now some of us do 10 and it's like a lot. And the more our qulub cleanse, wallahi al-azim, the more you see how much you can do with love. But before that, 10 is a lot. 100 is like infinity. 1,000 is like Allah Ta'ala A'lam. But as the qulub cleanse, as the mahabba grows, that becomes lighter and lighter and lighter and delightful and more delightful, inshallah. Finally, all the things we must remember about Jumu'ah, and the night of Jumu'ah, including Kathratu Salati ala Nabi and Tilawat Surah Al-Kahf or some of it. Alhamdulillah, attending Salatul Fajr in the masjid, preferably, and a lot of dhikr and dua during that day, inshaAllah ta'ala. And if you fast on the day of Jumu'ah, it's excellent. Basically, with the majority of the ulama saying, as long as you fast a day before that or a day after that, that's in accordance with the majority of the ulama, rahmahumullah ta'ala. Also, because it is said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam rarely did not fast a Friday. Yes. Rarely did not fast a Friday. And the ulama have argued that he must have also fasted Thursday as well, or Saturday as well, inshaAllah ta'ala. So keep that in mind, hafizakumullah. And finally, and we'll continue, inshaAllah ta'ala. He said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and I close with this, inshaAllah, to take with you, and to keep me in your dua. من أشد أمتي حبا لي. Are you interested? First part says, of those of my ummah, of my nation, who have most intense hubb, love for me, ناس يكونون من بعدي. ناس يكونون بعدي أو من بعدي. People, man or women, who shall come after me. Did you hear that? Min, of those who are most intense in their hubb, love for me, are people, nasun, that is include man and women, yakununa min ba'di, who shall be after me. What did he say at the end? يود أحدهم لو رآني هكذا بأهله وماله. يود أحدهم لو رآني بأهله وماله. Those who shall come after him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of those who have most intense hubb, love for him, are these people, man and women, who wish for a sight of him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They would just hope and wish they could have a glance at him. And in exchange, they would be ready to give up everything, including their own families and all their wealth, just to sight. I saw him. For that, they would be willing to give all their wealth, all their families, all their love, for everything and anything, just in exchange of a sight of him. And he said, they come after me. It could be any one of you. Ameen. Ameen. It could be any one of us. Ameen. And those who are sincere, very, very sincere, maybe Allah grants it to them in this dunya. And don't ask me more. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.